In Papua New Guinea, I investigated a terrifying case where the human-like teeth of the pacu were clamping onto the genitalia of unsuspecting bathers. Now pacu are in American waters, probably released into the wild when they grew too big for home aquariums. These hardy and voracious fish have been found in all but 5 states. And already, pacu are the likely suspects behind 2 attacks on young girls. From the Far East, snakeheads are super aggressive fish. They were introduced illegally, most likely to provide a cheap local food supply. Between them, the bullseye and northern snakehead have established populations across 6 states. And that's not all. The giant snakehead, which can weigh as much as a 5-year-old child, has been found from Arkansas to Maine. But all these invasions are dwarfed by the population explosion of one predator, which threatens to overrun America's largest bodies of fresh water. In Vermont's Lake Champlain, swimmers have been hunted by underwater bloodsuckers. Long-distance swimmer Christopher Swain was one of the victims.
The very first thing felt a lot like when your mobile phone's in your pocket and it vibrates. And the next thing I thought was that I'd caught on something, so I reached down to brush whatever it was on my leg off. And I touched a living thing that was attached to me.
This thing, it somehow just short-circuited your rational response in a way?
You know, I've been caught in lightning storms. I've been run over by boats. This is the thing that got to me the most. They're extremely fast, extremely aggressive. They're very hard to fight. They're very difficult to kill, and they want your blood and nutrients.
What was it?
It turned out to be about 3.5, 4 foot long sea lamprey.
Sea lampreys are survivors from the depths of time. Like aquatic vampires, the adults are blood parasites that attach to other fish to feed when in the ocean, but they head into freshwater to spawn. Their mouths are made up of a powerful suction disc lined with rows of needle-sharp teeth. In the center lies the ultimate weapon, a piston-like tongue tipped with rasping plates which bores its way into its host. Once attached, it may feed for hours, days, or even weeks, growing fat on its prey's blood. The sea lampreys quickly spread across Lake Champlain and the Great Lakes, decimating the local fish populations, and sometimes turning on swimmers. I first encounter these aquatic vampires in one of the many traps specially built to control their population.
Oh! Ah! I think I just trod on something.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Ah! I've just got a knot of lampreys in here. And it's quite a sight. There's something about anything snake-like. It just produces that sort of instinctive, squirmy reaction. Ah. Right. Here we go. Oh, look, there's one attached to another one there. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Do we put him in the other net there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Look at this, look at this. Ah! That is a very, very strange sensation. Very strange, and it's looking me right in the eye. Ah, that's a good way to calm them down. But I now need to get it off and get it in the... Oh, look at that. It's actually... Oh. I've been bitten by fish before, but I mean, that was pretty creepy. There's one, something just went through my legs.
But netting a lamprey in someone else's trap is not my idea of catching a river monster. I need to face up to this creature my way. To do that, I have to travel 2,500 miles to the Pacific Northwest, where I've heard that lampreys are caught using a traditional but dangerous technique. This is the Pacific, and there's another species of lamprey that lives here. I've heard that it's bigger than the ones I've seen so far. It's also toothier. The scientific name means three-fanged lamprey. And they're found all the way from Mexico right up to Alaska, all the way around the Pacific Rim to Russia and Japan. But right now, it's breeding season, and they're coming into the rivers. So I'm following their migratory path back up the Columbia River. While the sea lamprey is despised in the east, the Pacific lamprey is virtually revered in the Northwest. Native Americans have harvested them from the Willamette River in Oregon for centuries as a traditional food source. They catch this delicacy by hand, while the lampreys are migrating upriver, using their sucking mouths to climb a 40-foot waterfall.
Anything swimming up the Willamette River is eventually going to encounter this 40-foot high wall of rock curving round for 1,500 feet.
I'm awestruck by the challenge facing both the fish and us.
In terms of the volume of water, these are the biggest falls in the entire US after Niagara. And you can well understand how this is going to cause a pause in the fish migrations. And this is why people have been coming to this place for millennia. And it's into this water that I've got to go.
Entering the lair of this ancient bloodsucker is not only dangerous, but frankly horrifying. It's extremely rare for outsiders to join the hunt, but the Grand Ronde have made an exception. I hope I can repay their generosity with a decent haul of lamprey. Tribal Council member Peter Wakeland and his son Tory take me up the turbulent waters of the Willamette River towards the falls.
Bruises are very common. There's a lot of big boulders in there. It's very slippery.
Presumably you can't see anything.
I think it's definitely an art of feel. And you're just going to be pretty much blind and feeling away down in there. Yeah.
150 miles from the ocean, we're on the same migratory path as salmon, sturgeon and lamprey.
We're going to make our way up above these boulders. We want to work our way across the face and check in all those cracks.
I'll be working blind. The only aids I have are cotton gloves to improve my grip on these slimy, serpent-like vampires. Peter tries to shield me from the huge surge that's pulling at our legs under the water. Any of us could get sucked under and drown. The sound is deafening. I can barely hear Peter's instructions. I'm desperate to get my hands on a lamprey, but I'm coming up empty. Further up, there's a rock face where lampreys congregate right under the highest falls. But the risks are much greater. I don't think we have a choice.
We're going to get further into the falls.
The slick basalt is lethal. If I slip, I could be forced under and pinned down by the thundering water. I wouldn't be the first person to drown here. The only way to prise them off is to get right behind their mouths, but they're in a very deep crevice.
first for me. This is a fish that can't be caught on a bait, on a rod and line. And there are the 3 fangs.
But one fish doesn't make a feast.
That's better, that's better.
Just as I've mastered my technique, I feel something hit me. Dozens of lampreys are flying out of the falls.
The fish have all scooped from this hole, so we've got to go into the even wilder water here. Oh. Can't really see, there's so much water.
Behind the torrents, lampreys are suckering their way up the 40-foot rock face to the river above. This is my last chance to seize these writhing vampires.
With its snake-like body, its vampire-like feeding habits, you can well understand why for some people this has become the stuff of nightmares.
That 3-fanged lamprey has to be the creepiest fish I've ever caught. Yet another horrifying river monster lurking unseen in the fresh waters of America. From the cold rivers and lakes of the north to the warm ocean inlets of the south, America's waterways are patrolled by some of the most diverse and dangerous fish I have encountered. River monsters that swim fearlessly right into people's backyards.